Welcome, and let's talk today about habits. Let's talk about the mechanism of habits. And shout out to Eric. Eric, you know who you are, for prompting um, this topic just last night. And let's get into it. And let me know what you think about this. Let me know um, your input on this. Uh, there's a thing to habit that makes it a repetitive nature, which just makes it a recurring um, occurrence. And you have to understand with habits and look at it and go into it with a perspective of balance. Because if you go into um, let's say you have a habit that is has negative consequences or negative impacts on your reality or your life. If that is the case, then you have to ask yourself, am I balanced in regards to this habit, or do I need to go ahead and drop this habit or change this habit or make this habit something um, that I reduced the frequency of the amount that I do this, and therefore now I can have some balance in terms of the way that I am involved in certain habits, or whatever that may be. And when it comes to habits, there's going to be habits that you know are working in your favor and that are helping you to come closer to your mission and closer to your goals that you have. And then there are habits that you know that are distracting you and taking you further and further away from the path that you should be on. So we got to have balance in terms of thinking about habits. That is the first, you know, I'd say, part to that. And another part to that is being able to control your habits. So being able to look at a habit and say, I need to change this habit in this way in order for me to now benefit from this habit. Now that I have changed this action and this habit, now I'm going to start to implement a new, let's say, routine right there, a new action in place of that old action, a new, let's say, you could call it a habit. When we talk about habits, it's a lot of people, a lot are used to habitual things and used to doing the same thing over and over and over again, and not questioning it and not second questioning it at all. So when it comes to a big part of that is, like I said, it is being able to have that perspective of, is this the right habit? Is this habit a benefit to me, or is this habit actually a deficit to what it is that is going on in the picture? And you have to look at that for yourself. Everyone is going to be in a different situation and a different experience, and dealing with different experiences in life. So for each people, or for each their own, when it comes to habits. But like I said, there are those who don't even bring awareness to the habits that they hold. And this is a bad way to go about things, because you're not even really consciously aware of what it is that you are experiencing. And I'll tell you straight up right now, I have been in this position before, and many a time, where habits are distracting me from what it is that I need to do, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Regardless, there's been times where these habits are holding me back from making more and more progress, holding me back from being more and more successful, holding me back from being focused as much as I could be in terms of how I can be focused on what it is that I need to do in order to be successful, and whatever that may be. But throughout dealing with bad habits, and let's say shaping and going in and building new habits, modding habits that you have that you want to actually improve upon, and in doing that, you will make progress because it's the experiences that you're going through that you're gonna gain insight to how can I actually use this habit in a best way. And that's with anything, whether that's something, and I just mean like an action, like a mental action, physical, emotional, or spiritual thing that you do that can become a habit. And if it is something that is beneficial to your well-being and the state of being that you are in, then therefore you can know that that habit is right, or let's say not negatively affecting the state of your said state of being. So you can look at it like that, and you can say, well, I gotta definitely get rid of this habit. I gotta definitely lessen up and be more moderate, or aka more balanced in my use of, or let's say practice of, or involvement of this habit. And then therefore you start to get into a forward momentum of habits that are continuously working out for you and continuously putting you in the space where you as your own being has to be in, as far as mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And all it takes is, like I said, being aware of it and then starting to work on implementing the new strategies that you want to implement into your routine. And so let me know what you think about that, if that sparked any sort of train of thought in you as the viewer, and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear some input on this topic as far as the habit, or the mechanism of habit and habitual things, because it's actually part of, when you think about, let's run it down the line. When you think about habits as far as mentally, well, the mind has been a working mechanism for, we don't even have to talk about time, because let's just say it's a well-established progression that has been going on about a mind state and a space, or a mind and it being in certain spaces, and this mind developing and also being able to have mental pathways of in the mental realm, mental pathways. There are these mental things that are in the mental realm. You can sense as far as mentally. So that just through experience in this existence, that habits as far as mentally can be formed, and they occur at the mental state. We all can kind of relate to that. And as far as when it comes to physically, the body has been in existence, and therefore physically we know that in experience there can be a habitual nature to physical actions. And as far as emotionally, there's a repetitive emotion that people get stuck in, and that's just a simple example that you can point to as far as the habitual nature of the emotional state of being. And therefore spiritually, the way that your spirit or the path that your spirit chooses to follow is different, and can be in each case that a spirit moves in a certain way, and that way that spirit moves is its own kind of identity, and that is its own specialty. Therefore that's a habitual nature that you can point to right there. And there's all sorts of reference points that we can go from, but look at your habits, and no one's saying right now, like, oh, because I'm talking about habits right now, I'm perfect, because I make videos and I teach about the states of being, and I am speaking about this topic, doesn't mean that I don't deal with the same things that everyone else deals with. And you guys know that. No one thinks that. And as far as the habit goes to talk about on the platform, is last video did great. I think 100 plus views on that video, which is great. But guys, make sure you drop a like, show that you were present. Therefore, I have a kind of a guideline of what's going on the channel, what is actually hitting the algorithm, what is not hitting the algorithm, and that just helps. So if you do end up viewing this video, go ahead, just drop a like on the video. Just appreciate you for viewing and for taking time to listen to what I have to say in regards to the mechanism of habits. And like I said, this is an open discussion. Don't ever think on my channel that you can't ask questions, or you can't have structured conversations or structured debates as far as getting to the source of what it is that we're really trying to express, what it is that we're really trying to work on here, what it is that we're really trying to work towards as far as mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And so give me some feedback as far as this video and what you thought about. I mean, I'm probably talking to you about it in person as far as the individual who prompted this video. And like I said, continuously continue to do that. I had someone else inquire about what it is that I do, and I appreciate you for asking. Stay in communication as far as that goes, and continue to put in that work, guys. Continue to aside from habits, work towards your goals, work towards your mission that you have in life, and continue to push yourself as far as moving forward, and through stagnant times and whatever it is that you're dealing with, continue to be strong in that experience, continue to be strong in what it is that you're dealing with. So for example, my habit has been like this is a great habit. I'll give you guys an example. Is like, so not eating as much, before bed, but I'm still getting nutrition in before bed so that I'm fed during that duration of rest and that duration of time that I am resting. And if I do end up eating just a little bit over what I should have eaten before